Right now, live at 5, President Trump continues to say he will not concede to President-elect Joe Biden, but the process to change the government is well underway.
Why frontline workers are celebrating other frontline workers with a parade.
And changing plans. Millions of Americans are set to travel this year, but 61% say they might not due to the pandemic. Plus, from Barnum to Ashland, we take you around the region talking about fundraisers and more in today's City by City.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look at Duluth City Hall as we approach the holiday weekend. The TSA says they're continuing to see surges of people traveling ahead of Thanksgiving weekend, despite many states discouraging large gatherings. Good evening, I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen has the night off. Thanks for joining us. Today, President-elect Joe Biden called on all Americans to have hope and remain vigilant in the fight against the coronavirus. Meanwhile, the president's legal team continues its challenges against the election results, with one administration official claiming, quote, "It's not over." Natalie Brandt has more from the White House.
My fellow Americans.
On the day before Thanksgiving, President-elect Joe Biden delivered a message of unity to the nation.
It's been a really hard year, particularly hard for over 250,000 people and their families. But I still believe we have much to be thankful for.
The coronavirus pandemic has been at the forefront as the Biden-Harris team began transition coordination with the Trump administration this week.
Starting on day one of my presidency, we will take steps that will change the course of this disease.
The president-elect's advisors say the transition team has had more than 30 virtual briefings across federal agencies so far. Next week, the president-elect is expected to announce more of his cabinet nominees, including some members of his economic team. The president-elect and vice president-elect are also expected to receive their first high-level intelligence briefing on Monday.
The voting is over, but the outcome has still not been determined.
President Trump and his team have not given up challenging the election results, even though courts in multiple states have ruled against the Trump campaign. The president's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, joined a group of Pennsylvania GOP legislators in Gettysburg for a hearing on voter fraud, one day after the state certified Mr. Biden as its winner.
Mr. President, you are connected.
The president joined by speakerphone.
This election was rigged, and we can't let that happen.
As the fight continues inside the White House, outside preparations are underway for the holiday season.
In other national news, President Donald Trump has pardoned former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. The move takes direct aim at the Russia investigation, which the president called political. President Trump announced the pardon today, calling it his, quote, great honor. Minnesota's State Canvassing Board has unanimously certified the state's election results. The board agreed 5-0 that Joe Biden defeated President Trump in Minnesota. Shortly before the meeting, the Minnesota Supreme Court deferred action on a petition by some Republicans who sought a temporary restraining order to delay the vote. Republicans have filed a lawsuit against asking the Wisconsin Supreme Court, to block certification of the presidential election results. A recount over President-elect Joe Biden's win over President Donald Trump is ongoing. It's one of many lawsuits seeking to throw out thousands of ballots during the recount. Wisconsin's election results are scheduled to be certified on December 1st. Duluth's first responders gave thanks in a special way today. CBS3's Leanne Valdez shows us how the Duluth Fire and Police Departments showed their appreciation for area healthcare workers.
It was very loud on East 2nd Street as police and fire officials drove down this road celebrating other frontline workers. One by one, fire trucks and police cars drove up and down the streets of downtown Duluth by Essentia Health and St. Luke's hospitals, showing their appreciation for frontline workers. The parade was closed to the public and lasted about 20 minutes. Police Chief Mike Tuskin says it's been a tough year. Healthcare workers are dealing with so much stress from all ends, so showing them just a little bit of joy and a lot of support can make a difference in their lives.
For our healthcare workers, they are on the front lines every day taking care of people who are sick. They're helping people get to health again. And they also have all of those other burdens that we all have.
A couple of healthcare professionals were outside watching as the trucks went by.
All right, thanks, Leanne. Well, meanwhile, a surge in COVID-19 cases has led to critical staffing shortages at some Minnesota nursing homes and assisted living facilities. Department of Health data shows 90% of the state's nursing homes and 58% of assisted living facilities have active virus outbreaks. The staffing shortage has forced the state to send the National Guard to help. Governor Tim Walz's administration has also emailed state employees asking them to consider volunteering at struggling care facilities for 2-week stints. The email says no prior experience is required and the state will cover travel and temporary housing costs. The TSA is expecting another 1 million travelers to pass through its checkpoints today, but millions of Americans appear to be skipping travel. A new poll shows 61% of American adults have changed their Thanksgiving plans because of the pandemic. Chris Van Cleve is at Reagan National Airport, where new technology is reducing touch points.
Despite the COVID warnings, Americans are on the move.
I'm not going to stop living because of somebody being afraid of some disease.
Around 5 million people have already passed through airport checkpoints, and TSA is expecting today will be one of its busiest since March.
Sometimes you're in a crunch and you got to do what you got to do.
You're going to see those barriers. If you go to any airport, they're going to be very similar.
TSA Administrator David Pekoski showed us some of the latest COVID protections in place, including plexiglass, officers in PPE, and new scanners in an effort to reduce touch points.
Do you think people should be traveling?
I think passengers need to make a judgment. My job in TSA and my officer's job is to make sure that if you do choose to travel, we provide you as safe and secure an experience as we possibly can.
Just last week, the CDC followed mayors and governors in urging people not to travel for Thanksgiving. Pia Duryea is driving to see her parents in Connecticut. Both are in their 80s and recovering from summer health scares.
I wanted to go see them because you see all these stories about people who wish they had seen their family members before they got sick.
But Philadelphia healthcare worker Samantha Halpern told her family to stay in St. Louis just 2 hours before their flight.
I'd rather not have them come for this Thanksgiving than risk not ever spending any future holidays with them from here on out.
The CDC is urging those who do travel to wear a mask when they're around people they don't live with, particularly indoors, and recommending, if possible, to separate the Thanksgiving eating from the Thanksgiving socializing. Go apart to eat when masks come off, socialize together with masks on.
Travelers arriving in Los Angeles will be required to quarantine for 2 weeks or risk a $500 fine. And police in New York City will be looking to enforce quarantine rules as well. Let's check in on the weather now. Dave, pretty mild start to the morning for a lot of us today.
Yeah, that low pressure system yesterday led with its warm front, so temperatures went up. And here's a look then at this morning's starting temperatures, which were indeed warmer than normal, around 30 degrees for a lot of places. Here in the Twin Ports, that's what we got. Grand Rapids and Hibbing as well. A little bit warmer than that from Solon Springs to Hayward, and including much of the UP, and just a hair cooler up around Borderland. Temperature-wise, tomorrow, not too far off this mark. We're going to be paying more attention, I think, to the potential of clearing finally coming our way. There's our low pressure system from yesterday that brought maybe an inch of snow to some towns. It's moved to the south and the east of our region, but its tail end is still keeping clouds in our area overnight tonight. But that high coming in from the west should start to bring at least partial sunshine for our Thanksgiving. And it looks to be a fairly decent Thanksgiving. Sure, there may be some clouds in the sky, but the high temp of 37 is warmer than normal, and it should be dry. As that high gets here, it's really going to make itself at home. I don't see any precip for the next week. I'll show you the 7-day forecast to prove that point in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, a Catholic school in Ashland now has trees for the public, plus students in Barnum are raising money while helping keep their community safe. City by City is coming up next. And tonight at 6, with travel and social gatherings discouraged, Thanksgiving traditions may be anything but traditional this year. Now restaurants are getting creative to keep the holiday alive.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS3. The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
At Bender's Shoes, we know that comfort starts from the ground up. We carry some of the best brands available, and our selection of boots and booties has never been better. Stop in to Bender's Shoes, where comfort is always in style. Located in Grand Rapids, Hibbing, and Duluth.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota subcompact and compact tractors. Our #1 selling tractors are built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota subcompact or compact tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months and save $1,100 plus no payments for 90 days. See your local Kubota dealer today.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
This holiday, for the person who means everything to you, give the gift that lasts forever. Forevermark. A diamond is forever.
Available at Security Jewelers.
What do you get when you add care from Essentia Health and coverage from UCare? Essentia Care, now available for a more affordable price. Essentia Care's Medicare Advantage plans have premiums that start at $0 per month in select counties. You'll be able to see your Essentia Health provider at our 15 hospitals and 71 clinics. Plus, Essentia Care plans allow you the freedom to see any provider who accepts Medicare. Compare and shop plans at ucare.org/EssentiaCare.
You work hard for your money and deserve to see it go the extra mile. Join us Wednesday mornings and hear from local experts on tips to better manage your finances in Eye on Money on live local CBS3. Brought to you by MPPL Financial.
To grow up. Welcome back to the CBS3 News, live at 5. Here's a live look from over Canal Park. Dave Anderson will have your full weather forecast coming up in just a few minutes, but first, let's take a quick look around the region. Barnum students are raising money and helping keep their community safe, plus a delivery of fresh trees has arrived for a school in Ashland. Let's take a quick look around the Northland, city by city. Let's start things off in Barnum, where the high school student council is selling custom masks to raise money for the community. The Barnum Bombers school logo masks cost $7 each. They can be purchased at the high school or elementary office. Now heading to Hibbing, where the demolition has begun on a downtown building that was lost to a fire last August. A second fire came along the same street earlier this month, causing even more damage to surrounding buildings. Both fires are still under investigation by the state fire marshal. And finally, we'll finish off in Ashland, where an order of more than 333 trees has been delivered to Our Lady of the Lake Catholic School. Parents and volunteers unloaded the trees, which will be on sale ahead of the holiday season. Proceeds benefit the school. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, keep your eyes peeled. Turkey sightings are on the rise in Duluth.
Well, not seeing any turkeys on Sheridan Street in Ely here, but there's no fresh precip coming down either. And that's going to be the start of a dry trend that could be with us for a long time. We'll talk about how long a dry spell will stick around coming up right after our break.
They're live, they're local. Watch the CBS3 News with Kristen Vaki and Anthony Matt tonight at 6, right after the CBS Evening News at 5:30.
Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. Plus, subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Okay, Mr. Medicare figure-outer. One last question. What's the cost?
For many, parting is free. Cost goes up the more parts you add. But UCare has Medicare Advantage plans that come with everything you need.
Sounds good. And so does your bike. Now.
Yeah, thanks to you, she's purring like a kitten on a bed of yarn.
Well, that's a new one.
Yeah, I just made it up. You can steal it for your bike shop.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
The holidays are coming, but Toyotathon's already here with great year-end deals for that special someone. Trust me, these work way better than mistletoe.
Toyota, let's go places.
Brand name winter footwear available at Northwest Outlet, your winter headquarters, Superior.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's check in with meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt this morning.
And the below average trend
Thanks so much for joining us. So wake up with us starting at 5 a.m.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m. on CBS3. Live, local, CBS3. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, let's start today with the current conditions at the airport in Duluth. The temperature right now is 30 degrees. Relative humidity, that's at 92%. South-southwest wind, it's going 7 miles per hour. And 29.9 inches of mercury is the barometric pressure, about 1,012 millibars. That is pretty close to normal, as we say all the time around here. Not really high, not really low, but we're slated to get fairly high pressure coming in, well, as early as tomorrow, which will then dominate our weather for about a week. Yesterday's precip may be the last that was written, oh, at least for another 7, maybe even 8 days. All right, let's talk about now high temperatures today. Topped out about 30 to 36 degrees for much of the area. And the normal's around 30, 31, so most of us did get a little bit warmer than normal. That may continue for a couple of days as well. And now we'll compare the current temperatures, which haven't fallen off for a lot of towns too much. And that's, again, because of the thicker cloud cover that came in with yesterday's low. Current numbers run from 30 in International Falls to 31. How dare they in Hibbing? 33 in Superior, 32 for Hayward, and 32 as well in Ironwood. And now we move towards the Doppler map for our area. That low pressure system from yesterday came across our region with a southeasterly trajectory, and now it's down towards Chicago, but its tail end is still keeping clouds up in our sky. So tonight should be mostly cloudy to overcast, which again will keep things a little bit on the warmer side here through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning's low temperatures should not be bitterly cold. Tomorrow, as far as the day goes for Thanksgiving, well, it shouldn't rain or snow or anything like that. No precip, but there will still be a bit of a battle up above us a few thousand feet from the tail end of the low to the front end of a high-pressure system that's pushing towards us from South Dakota. This high is slated to make us sunny and dry, if not completely on Thanksgiving. By Friday, it should. It should be clear to partly cloudy on Friday, mostly sunny on Saturday, and then with the rest of my 7-day forecast, frankly, I see this high covering our area fairly completely. Oh boy, the next chance for precip here may not be with us until perhaps next weekend, more than a week. Let's talk a little about this week coming up now then with our forecast here for tonight in Minnesota. The low temps will run from 25 inland to 31 by the lake. So yeah, not too far off the mark from what the current temperatures are now. And the sky should stay mostly cloudy. The Minnesota wind will run 5 to 15 miles per hour. The Wisconsin and Michigan wind will be a little bit different, southwesterly 5 to 10. But the sky will be the same, mostly cloudy. And the range of low temps will be a little bit narrower, 27 to 29. Taking a look now at the forecast tomorrow for Thanksgiving for folks in Wisconsin and the UP, and of course, happy Thanksgiving to you folks. Thanks for sticking with CBS3 for all these years. Some of you since 1954, 1964 for me. Partly sunny sky is what we get as that high pressure system tries to nudge in. High temps in the upper 30s, almost 10 degrees warmer than normal, thanks in part to a southerly wind, 5 to 15. In Minnesota, partly sunny, westerly wind 5 to 15. With a range of high temps that'll beat normal by a minimum of 2 degrees near International Falls at 33, and as many as perhaps 7 degrees down around Moose Lake at 38. All right, so it's a little bit warmer than normal. It'll stay that way perhaps through Sunday. And Saturday will be the warmest of the bunch. Sunny and 40 as that high really takes over the sky. And then look at that 7-day forecast, Tony. As I've been saying, it's going to say dry, reasonably sunny through next Wednesday, but not warmer than normal the entire run. Okay. Once we get into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we'll start to drop our high temps back towards reality, and the overnight low temps will go back into the teens.
Yeah, but for now, maybe a little slight return to summer that we can all enjoy. Sunshine and, you know, kind of unseasonably warm temperatures.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Thanks, Dave. Well, taking a stroll through two of Duluth's parks, you may notice a lot more turkeys popping up. The Duluth Parks and Recreation Department started a turkey search in Leif Erikson Park and Kingsbury Creek. There are 20 turkey stickers at Leif Erikson alone. Even though there aren't any prizes for finding the stickers, Megan Lidd with Duluth Parks and Rec says it's a fun way to explore new places during the pandemic.
One of the reasons why we're setting these up is to get people outside and be able to recreate in their own groups and give them something to do in the parks. And we're hoping that it gets people to explore some new spaces in our parks.
Lidd adds it's a great way to get kids outside and active in a safe way. Meanwhile, many took advantage of free masks that were given out across Duluth today. The Duluth NAACP and Wilderness Health handed out free masks at Denfeld High School, Asbury United Methodist Church, and the Coppertop Church. Organizations are giving out 20,000 masks drive-through style. Vice President of the Duluth NAACP, Janet Kennedy, says for some, masks are hard to come by, and these free masks will keep everyone safe.
I still feel that masks are hard to come by if you don't have money to buy them. And so this is a free distribution, and so yes, we want to decrease or get rid of that barrier for people who need masks.
COVID-19 education sheets were handed out with the masks. If you were unable to get one today, they will be handing more out on Sunday afternoon. We have details for that on our website. Well, it's that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets. Today's pet comes to us from the Precious Paws Humane Society in Chisholm. Meet Paintball. She's 8 years old with a distinct coloring and big blue eyes. Paintball is a very loving cat who loves to cuddle on warm laps while being brushed. But she can also be a great work-from-home companion as long as you get her a nice, comfy bed. Paintball is quiet unless she's purring. If you would like to set up an appointment to adopt Paintball, then you can call the number on your screen. Still to come, we're learning more details of the suspect following a shooting at a Wisconsin mall last week.
Hey, no cell phones at the table. But it's Grandma. Hi, Mom.
It's Slumberland's biggest Thanksgiving sale in 3 years. You'll get an additional 25% off our already low prices at Slumberland.
Keeping yourself and your family safe from germs and bacteria is made easy with Cetus ultraviolet technology for sterilization. Through time-tested ultraviolet irradiation, killing 99% of dangerous microbes is simple and effortless. UV light technology is faster and more reliable than water-based disinfectants. Now easier than ever to live germ-free. Visit www.cetusonline.com. That is CETUSonline.com.
Traditional Swedish lingonberry preserves and Gunflint Trail jams made in Minnesota. Delicious and a variety of flavors. Available at Berquist Imports in Cloquet.
Maurice's and the Greater Downtown Council thank you for shopping local this holiday season. We love our local businesses, and there's something for everyone on your shopping list.
Indigenous First Arts and Gift Shop showcases a wide variety of Indigenous and diverse artists, authors, and farmers. Right now, we are offering special pricing on curated gifts, packages, and handbags by local artisans. We appreciate your continuous support. Shop online at indigenousfirst.org.
Minnesota Power's mobile app puts the power at your fingertips and lets you take My Account with you wherever you go. Pay your bill, make account changes, track your energy use, and get power outage information anytime, anywhere. Minnesota Power, we're moving energy forward.
Give the perfect gift this holiday season, a getaway on Lake Superior. For the month of December, buy $150 in gift cards and receive a $25 bonus. With safety measures in place to make sure you and yours stay healthy, gift a getaway to the Inn on Lake Superior. On behalf of everyone at Maurice's and the Greater Downtown Council, we wish you the happiest of holidays.
Here are some quick tips for a safer shopping experience. Though reusable bags are great for the environment, they can be a carrier for bacteria. Before shopping, please wash all bags. Try to keep 6 feet or 2 shopping carts of distance between you and other shoppers. Plan ahead so your trip can be quick and efficient. Though cash is accepted at most businesses, cash can transfer bacteria. When possible, try to use cards to lessen the risk of spreading illness. With your help, we can keep our neighbors healthy and workers safe.
From all of us at Live Local CBS3, have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
It is the question that matters the most.
¿Dónde está?
That takes you behind the story.
Robert.
It drives everything we do. It is the foundation of trust.
Who did all of this?
And the truth that propels us forward.
What did you make of that?
It is the question. 1 word, 3 letters long. And without it, our purpose,
that's news,
and our freedom fade. This is why.
With all this family fun time, you need a good night's sleep. Come to Slumberland's huge Thanksgiving mattress sale and get an extra 25% off our already low prices. Get this Sealy Posturepedic Queen mattress for just $3.99. Only at Slumberland.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on live local CBS3.
A 15-year-old boy faces multiple charges stemming from a shooting at a Wisconsin mall that left 8 people injured. Yesterday, he was ordered to be held in secure detention instead of being released to his parents. According to the juvenile petition, the teen and a friend were in the Mayfair Mall in Wauwatosa Friday when the friend confronted some people, then punched one. Witnesses told police that the teen began shooting with the handgun. He was arrested on Sunday. The day before many of us sit down to a Thanksgiving feast, Minnesota's governor highlighted the state's growing food insecurity. Governor Tim Walz visited the Second Harvest Heartland facility in the cities. He helped pack boxes going out to feed the hungry. Many families who've never been food insecure before are struggling now. Walz says 1 in 8 Minnesotans and 1 in 5 kids don't know where their next meal is coming from.
That number has obviously gone up in the pandemic, but it has been there. And it is through our partnership, it is through this facility and our food shelves across the state of Minnesota that have kept food on people's table.
The Second Harvest CEO called this the hunger fight of our lives. She called on Congress and the state legislature to pass another round of COVID relief. A familiar voice signed off the airwaves today after a 51-year career in TV and radio. Jim Brown has spent the last decade or so as a reporter at WHO 13 in Iowa. But before that, he put in 30 years of service right here in the Northland. He was lead instructor for LSC's media program and taught at UWS's media program as well. Many years were also put in on KDAL radio and CBS3 TV as a weathercaster. In fact, here's a fun fact. Brown's easygoing weather style served as a role model for our own Dave Anderson. We wish Brown a very happy retirement.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News. The White House warns that almost all 50 states are now in the coronavirus red zone. Why health officials are so worried Thanksgiving celebrations could become super spreader events nationwide. Plus, winter is just around the corner. What does that mean for the already struggling restaurant industry? And with so many Americans now in need this holiday season, we'll meet some college students on a mission to make sure nothing goes to waste. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
Well, we love showing you how amazing Minnesota is. It's been even more fun having you show us. Thank you for continuing to safely support Minnesota hospitality businesses. ExploreMinnesota.com.
It's starting to get cold outside. Northwest Outlet is ready with fresh new inventory to keep you warm this fall and winter from Carhartt. Men and women know when they shop Northwest Outlet for Carhartt, they know their stuff. They carry more styles, more sizes, more colors, and more flame retardant Carhartt than anyone in the Northland. Jackets, jeans, shirts, gloves, bibs, hats, belts, socks, and sweats. We've got them all. Check Northwest Outlet's gigantic selection of long underwear, along with Carhartt work boots, rugged but comfortable. Happy holidays from Northwest Outlet.
At Ralph Eye Care Specialists, we help your family see well. We check your child's need for glasses, and we screen for problems which are best treated early in life. We test your parents for diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma. These often have no early symptoms, so regular eye exams are important. And we care for you, providing routine and emergency care for your lifetime. Call now to schedule an appointment at Ralph Eye Care Specialists.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on live local CBS3.
Coming up tonight, the impact of the holiday season and COVID-19 will have on local restaurants. Why frontline workers are celebrating other frontline workers with a parade.
Tonight at 6 on CBS3. Men's Wardrobe by Mainstream Fashions for Men. The annual Gift Givers sale is going on now through December 31st. Mainstream, downtown Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News, live at 5. Here's a live look over Canal Park as we head into this long Thanksgiving weekend for a lot of us. Let's take a quick look at some of today's top stories and a peek at what's still coming tonight at 6. Today, President-elect Joe Biden called on all Americans to have hope and remain vigilant in the fight against the coronavirus. Meanwhile, President Trump's legal team continues its challenges against the election results, with one administration official claiming, quote, "It's not over." Meanwhile, the TSA is expecting another 1 million travelers to pass through its checkpoints today, but millions of Americans appear to be skipping travel. A new poll shows 61% of American adults have changed their Thanksgiving plans due to the pandemic. And stick around, because tonight at 6, we're talking about some Duluth restaurants that are taking curbside meals to a new level for the Thanksgiving holiday this year. Pickwick in Duluth is offering Thanksgiving Day meals to be picked up on Thursday to keep the holidays going at home. Restaurant owners say they'll be feeding roughly 500 people with their to-go meals, and hey, they are already sold out. We'll have much more details on this story tonight on the CBS3 News at 6. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is 6. If you're not going to join us for the 6 or 10 o'clock, have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you later tonight.